Hello, my name is Kai Dome, and today I want to talk about the way violent crimes are sentenced in Holland. It's my opinion that the way the legal system is run in Holland, it isn't the way to make criminals change their mind or change their ways. The word criminal means a person who has been convicted of a crime by a person of judicial power, such as a judge or a public prosecutor. Um, Still, uh, let's start. Let's start with the word convicted. Convicted. Research shows that very few minor offenses in our country, compared to other European countries, go to court. And most of the time, these cases are being settled. Still, when the crime goes to court, it shows that the crime is punished much lower in our country than in other countries. Investigation into punishment proves that time and time again, but nothing is done about it. The judges don't want to know anything about it. Strict punishment climate, forget it. The judiciary in our country remains soft. An example from my own experience is when a burglar broke into my parents' house and stole a TV, a DVD player, and my grandfather's golden watch. He was arrested that same night, and here comes the funny part. Because he had those items of us, we didn't get them back right away, because at the moment they were his property. So it wasn't our property anymore, it was his property. So we had to wait for him to sign them off to us back again before we could even get them back, which took a couple of weeks before we got our stuff back. And I think this shows pretty much how messed up the legal system in Holland is. Then I want to talk to you about reasons why I think this should be harder. Because we want to prevent people from going to the dark side. It's important to use punishment as a scare tactic. Committing a crime should be the last thing people are thinking about. And for most people, the first crime is also a big step. So we have to make that a step too far. It can bring back the number of if we can take back the first time offenders, we can take back all the crimes that are committed. An example for the way we can prevent them is shown to us by Norway. In this country, your fine depends on your income, so the punishment hurts everybody in the same way. And then the second reason, because the punishment is so low, criminals would easily do it again. For people to change, in my opinion, it takes jail time or money. Therefore, I think that sentences should always contain time, so jail time, or paying a fine. Like I said before, after the first time it's easier to do it again. And also because of the sentences, the second time you get a higher sentence, but still this isn't going to stop people from doing it again, which has also shown when you look at the news every day. So what I mean with higher sentencing is not getting a fine from 100 euros or dollars, but going to 5,000 euros. We really have to make them hurt. An example is the hooliganism in England, late 80s, starting 90s. This was a really high level, and there had to be taken drastic measurement. Mostly so-called hooligans come from a low-income household. So if you find them, for example, what they're doing now, 5,000 euros and a lifetime ban from a football stadium, they wouldn't do it again, because they knew they wouldn't get to see the club play again, and also the fine is so high that they will have problems staying off financially. Nowadays it shows that this tactic helps, because in England The only thing that's standing between the away supporter and the home supporter is a steward. So you can, if you want, you can easily reach them, but nothing happens these days anymore in an English stadium. That brings me to the conclusion. Conclusion is that we can conclude that the crime level will stay this high, as long as we don't take drastic measures. These measures start with the punishment, in my opinion. To not turn to a crime or not to commit another crime, we have to start introducing higher punishments. Hit them where it hurts. The criminal will have to feel it either in the wallet or in their life as a free person. The heavier the punishment, the greater the chance people will change. This was my speech. Thank you so much for your time.